Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I am doing my second trimester update today. I'm filming on a Sunday. I hit 29 weeks on Wednesday. So like I'm just at the beginning of my third trimester, but I have been sick for literally the last 2 weeks. And so this is the first time that I've been able to like sit down and film anything for quite a while. That's where I'll start with this update. Beyond pregnancy, we have been sick in my house for 6 months. I personally have been sick more than I have been healthy through my entire pregnancy so far. Thankfully, I'm not alone. It sounds like a lot of people have just been super sick this season. That's our lot in life right now, but I have been coughing so much and peeing my pants when I cough. And the things that does to you mentally is like, I've been in a very fragile mental state. I don't think that the pregnancy itself has been any harder than my first one. I had a really easy first pregnancy. I really enjoyed it. I wish that I could say the same about this, but because we've been sick so much, it has just made this entire pregnancy feel like an additional burden that I'm having to deal with. Like if I wasn't pregnant and getting sick all the time, it would suck, but also being pregnant and not having energy and not being able to like take anything. Usually I try and do stuff the holistic route, but with the frequency that we've gotten sick, I have just felt like at the absolute end of my rope. I wish that I could take cold and flu medicine just to give myself like 5 minutes of a break from the coughing and the sneezing and the mucus and all this stuff. It really feels like drowning. It feels like waves keep hitting me and I keep trying to get a breath and I keep trying to get a break and I can't even catch my breath before we're going under again. I think that has been the hallmark of this pregnancy so far, just being so sick and run down. I could complain forever. I'll try not to because I have a ton of other stuff to update you on that's like way more fun. In the vein of being honest here, I will tell you it has been just really rough. And if you're in the same boat, like it sounds like a lot of people are, I'm so sorry that you're going through this. I hope that you get better. Because of our recurring illness, we ended up rescheduling our baby shower. We were doing like a baby sprinkle / backyard barbecue. If you don't know, we're moving this year. We're moving from Arizona back to Washington. And so I really wanted to throw like a big final event moment thing for us at the house, feed all of our friends, have them come over, just enjoy their company and presence and celebrate this baby and kind of just have like a final big farewell party. It was supposed to be yesterday. And obviously my whole family is sick. And so we made the decision to reschedule it for a month out. I felt very disappointed in the moment, even though I know that we'll be grateful that we did it. We're just super bummed. Like I got all my party supplies. I had done my Costco trip. And then my husband and son both spiked fevers. And I was like, we can't have people over. I don't want to put anyone else through what I'm going through right now. My mom is hosting a baby sprinkle that's more like just a small group of women in Washington for me in a couple weeks. I sent the guys out on a quest to get me an iced tea. Hopefully this gets us through the rest of the update. I am going up to Washington for just a few days by myself. I'll get to see my best friends, hang out with my family, and just have a little bit of a break before baby gets here, because when we get back, we'll be like 2 months out from my due date, almost exactly. So things will be happening very quickly. The baby shower situation was super like last minute. Before I got pregnant, I told myself if this baby was a girl, I wanted to have like a full baby shower, like it was my first baby. And then when we found out we were having another boy, I kind of just felt like we didn't need to do all of that. But once I came out of my first trimester, I realized that I didn't want to wish away this pregnancy, even though like we're having a second boy. We have a lot of boy clothes. We don't really need a ton of stuff. I still wanted to feel celebrated and special because you're only pregnant a few times in your life. I think I made the assumption that people weren't gonna want to celebrate my pregnancy because I was having another boy. I think I just made that assumption, and then I was like, oh, nobody's gonna be excited because it's another boy. When I got out of the emotional fog of the first trimester, I was like, that sounds dumb. If people don't wanna celebrate it, I don't give a shit. I wanna celebrate it. And I know that the people who love me and my friends and my family, they're excited for me to have another baby regardless of the gender. Shifting gears to being in my second trimester and kind of the experiences that we've been having with Arthur. He's 2.5 in literally like a few days. I think that this will be, speak now, maybe put my foot in my mouth later. I think this will be the closest age gap that we have with any of our kids. Arthur will be like 2 years and 9 months exactly when this baby's born. If this baby's born on his due date, it'll literally be exactly 2 years and 9 months. I don't think that I could handle pregnancy and postpartum and having a newborn with a child that's any younger than Arthur. I know for me that the transition from 1 to 2 is probably gonna be the hardest transition that I experience as a mom, especially because I am actually still breastfeeding Arthur. I think some people might find that weird. I don't find it weird. But as we get closer to like having the baby, I'm really starting to ask myself what it's going to look like to be potentially tandem feeding. I really thought that Arthur would like wean himself off the boob at some point, and he just hasn't. And every time I think about stopping, we'll see what happens when the baby's actually born. I'm wondering if him seeing that the baby is breastfeeding, he'll kind of naturally kind of pass it off to the baby, or if he's going to experience a little bit of jealousy and like want to continue breastfeeding. I haven't had a problem with breastfeeding while still pregnant. My midwives have no issue with it, obviously. I'm just gonna let it happen. I mentioned, I think in my first trimester recap video, that we are doing another home birth. I had a great, amazing home birth with Arthur, and now we're doing that again. I am under the assumption that everything's gonna go fine, but because we have a toddler and we live so far away from our family, like states away, they can't drive and help us out in an emergency situation or in any situation where we might need to transfer or end up going to the hospital to have the baby. My current birth plan is having one of my best friends on call here, and she will come hang out with Arthur if my mom isn't in town. If she's here, she's here, and she'll be our primary caretaker for Arthur. And if she's not here, one of my best friends will be around, and she's ready to kind of like drop everything and come be his person if need be. And then my doula as well is like a family friend, and so she is our other person that we can kind of utilize in any direction if we don't end up staying at home or we do have to deliver in the hospital. I'm feeling like equal parts excited and like anxious about giving birth again, and also just like totally relaxed. Like it's not even something that's constantly on my mind other than just kind of the excitement. I know it's gonna happen. This baby will come however they're meant to come. We'll have a really fun time, and whoever is here is meant to be here and is meant to be our like support people. And I'm just super excited that my mom will be here. Hopefully like right when the baby's getting here. She came a few days after Arthur was born. This time, like I would love for her to be at the birth. I think that would be really special. I did get some questions about like cravings and food aversions. Frankly, I just have not wanted to eat anything with being sick and pregnant. When I have been sick, I have been eating toast basically. Toast with butter has been my go-to. And when I'm not sick and I'm just pregnant, I have wanted like lots of fresh fruit, fresh veg, iced tea, anything cold and fruity, and not like overly sweet. Like usually in my day-to-day life, I'm a huge dessert person. I love an ice cream. I love treats. I love sugar. You'll never like catch me without candy. And being pregnant, I kind of just don't want it. I'm mostly craving like fresh fruits and vegetables, citrus. I have been loving like avocado toast or like chips and salsa. And we finally also, in anticipation for our baby shower barbecue situation, we got a grill. I have lived my entire adult life, like I haven't had a grill since I moved out of my parents' house. And we finally got one off of like Facebook Marketplace. And now we're grilling every single night. And I want just everything grilled. Grilled chicken, burgers, brats. Another really weird craving, it started when I got pregnant with Arthur and it kind of just never went away, is seafood. Like shrimp, crab, oysters, clams. I just constantly want seafood. A grilled shrimp taco with like a Baja sauce and like fresh cabbage and extra lime. That's so good. Oh my gosh. I think my most specific craving is like Costco cheese pizza. We renewed our Costco membership and I'm in there eating a cheese pizza slice once a week at least. We did have our anatomy scan at 19 weeks. Everything was fine. We have not really had any scans of this baby through this whole pregnancy. Like we did a dating scan at 6 weeks. And then we did our anatomy scan at 19 weeks. I think he's gonna be a carbon copy of my husband and my son. I do not think this baby's gonna look like me. Just based on his little like side profile and his nose, I'm like, I know that face. And it's not mine. I have an anterior placenta again, which is where the placenta is at the front of your stomach. And it tends to like dampen babies' movements. People with anterior placentas often don't feel their babies moving as frequently or as strongly as people with placentas in like other areas on their uterus. That has not stopped this child from beating me up. He is moving and grooving like crazy. I don't have any issues with like kick counts or feeling him. He is tap dancing on my bladder. He's kicking me in the middle of the night. I wake up to pee at 3 a.m. He's up with me. And I'm like, do you sleep? I might just never have a sleeping child. Arthur always wanted to be awake. He had like FOMO or something. And I think that we're in it again with this kid. I don't think we're gonna get much sleep. I did my glucose test last week. I did the fresh test. My midwife offers the glucola or the fresh test. And I went with the fresh test. It wasn't as sweet. It was really easy to drink. It was kind of just like a lemonade and not even like a Crystal Light lemonade. It was like a lemony water. We got it done, did all the blood work. I'm still waiting on the results, but they'll call me when they know, and there's nothing I can do in any direction. And then the last thing I'll go over with you guys is some second time mom registry recommendations. I had this as a question in the question box on Instagram. Baby registry recommendations. I'm a very minimalist person when it comes to baby stuff. I don't have a lot of storage space and I don't want a bunch of crap in my house. I'm very much like a minimalist, only get what I absolutely need or absolutely want. And if something comes up later down the line that I feel like I need, I'll like buy it at that point versus getting like a ton of stuff right from the get-go and then having stuff that I never used. With that being said, I basically have everything that I absolutely need for this baby. I'll make a whole video on like my necessities for newborns. That's very minimal, very short list, very easy to do. So a lot of the stuff that I put on my registry this time around is stuff that I don't need. It's just stuff that I want. I had to kind of get over the mental block of putting stuff on my registry that wasn't a need. With Arthur, I don't know, I have this weird like guilt problem where I'm like, I feel competent and confident in motherhood and in taking care of children. I don't feel like I need all of this extra support from stuff. And so I feel bad asking people to get me stuff that I just want. So my registry with Arthur was very small. It was only stuff that I needed and I felt bad putting anything that was like bougie on there. And then I had the same issue this time around. I was like, I don't want to send out my registry and people look at it and judge me because it's all just like cutesy stuff that I want. And then I got over myself. That's been the theme of this pregnancy, frankly, is getting over myself and this mental hurdle I have about like people not wanting to like help or celebrate me and this baby and our family. With that being said, these are my second time mom items and kind of like the big stuff that we have in our registry that we want or need. I would say the biggest need that we have is like postpartum supplies for me and diapers for the baby. And we are gonna try cloth diapering this baby, like even just part-time. So we really want the cloth diaper try-on set. Cloth diapering and like regular disposable diapers are a #1 need for baby, and some new pacifiers, and then postpartum supplies for me. I'm a huge fan of the Freedom Mom postpartum stuff, the disposable underwear, the instant ice packs, the witch hazel foam, the Perry bottle, like all of that stuff. I love the Kiko car seat that we had for Arthur. He's a very small kid, and so he fit into his baby little kid car seat until very recently. We obviously, like, now we need 2 car seats, and so we upgraded Arthur to the Kiko 360. It's one of the like swivel car seats. It was kind of expensive, but it's really, really handy, and I was thinking about trying to get a toddler in the car and then a baby in the car, which I think of all the things with 2 kids that I'm stressed about like the most, it's getting all of them in the car. It's just gonna be so hard. We'll get it figured out. It's just a learning curve that I have to go through, but I am stressed about it. So I got the Kiko 360 for Arthur because I'm hoping it makes my life easier when I'm trying to get him in the car and newborn. And then for this baby, he'll use the Kiko, I think we have the KeyFit 30. It's one of the KeyFit series car seats, and I love it. I absolutely love it. And then we have a Kiko stroller that the infant seat clicks into, but that is where my big budget baby item comes in. It's the most expensive thing on my registry. It's the kind of the splurgiest thing that I'm asking for. It's the Mockingbird stroller that does the single to double. And I specifically want the Mockingbird because it is not a double wide stroller. I do not want to embarrass myself trying to get a giant ass stroller through a door. And I don't know how frequently we're gonna be using a double stroller just because Arthur's getting bigger. But if we go on walks, if we go out places, zoo days, aquarium, stuff, anything like that, I wanna have a stroller that has the capacity to be a double stroller if we need it. And the Mockingbird just seems like kind of the best option on the market. Everybody that I've asked about it absolutely loves it. I love that it has so many different configurations for how your children fit onto it. They have the little skateboard thing that you can add to the back, which I think is so fun. Your toddler or like little kid can just hold on and stand behind you while you push. And then I love that the baby seat can face you in like a bassinet style while you still have the front seat for your toddler. So that's our biggest ask. If we don't get it, I'll probably look for it secondhand because it just seems like exactly what I'm looking for. And you will not catch me with that bugaboo donkey shit. And everything else on my registry is kind of just like wants. We have some birth supplies. I also put a couple different baby carriers on there that I want. And I'm really hoping to work with a couple baby carrier brands. I'm big, big, big on carrying your babies. I love Tula. We used the Tula Explore carrier for probably like 1.5 years with Arthur. I have a Wild Bird sling already and a Soleil Baby wrap, but honestly, the colors that I chose with Arthur, they're just not it. We're gonna be upgrading the baby carrier situation. We're also upgrading the baby clothing situation. This baby is gonna be born at the beginning of summer. Arthur was born at the beginning of winter. So all of my newborn and like 0 to 3 month clothes that I have are really warm and really fuzzy and not at all appropriate for an Arizona summer. So we have been kind of collecting newborn pieces, lots of light stuff, easy to throw on, not gonna be super hot and stuffy. And then some like cute little onesie romper situations. And I think that just about covers it. This is a long update. Obviously, I had to take as much time as possible to complain about being sick. I'm really hoping that once this all clears up, I have a few months of just peace and relative health before I push out this baby and go through newborn life again with a toddler this time. I posted in this dress the other day. This was gonna be my baby shower dress that I was gonna wear yesterday. I rented this dress with Nuuly. I have gotten so many compliments when I post it on Instagram, and a lot of people asking like where it's from, where they can get it. Rented it with Nuuly. I'll put like the link to the specific piece in the video description. I cannot recommend it enough. Even if you just do it for a few months while you have a belly, maybe a few months postpartum, it is so worth it to have clothes that fit you and that feel cute and that make you feel like a human being when you're pregnant. You can get $30 $10 off your first month with my code or my link. I don't know. I'll put it in the description so that you guys can utilize that if you'd like to. But it's so cute. It's maternity specific, so there's plenty of room for the belly. And maybe I'll link some other stuff that I really like. But Nuuly has been my shining light in the illness and the pregnancy. I always feel super cute. That's my update for you guys. I will film my like newborn basics video, and I have so many other videos planned, and I've had videos planned and I haven't been able to film and post them because this has been my voice and my life. But hopefully, again, we're over that soon, and I will have lots more coming for you. And before we know it, this baby's gonna pop out. Woo, and I'm gonna be a mother of two boys. Pray for me. And also, if you're looking for a delicious iced tea, peach, passion fruit, black tea lemonade. Drop questions below if you have them, and I will answer them. And subscribe if you haven't already. Like I said, lots of videos coming. Hopefully, I don't get sick anymore so I can film, and post before this baby comes. We have baby, and then we're packing up our house to literally move across the country. So lots of stuff happening before the end of the year, and I'm gonna be sharing it all with you guys. You can find my Instagram and TikTok below as well. All right, I will see you soon. Bye.